I have to admit, I have to say that I still struggle with doubts, you know, because when I first encountered the Sangha, I did stick with them for a while, and then, you know, I went on my own to. I basically backslide, you know. I went to Vedanta, all kind of stuff, non-duality yoga and stuff, and then something. I had something something quite challenging happened, and I heard again the Dharma. So, but even though I have to admit that I still struggle with doubts, but I'm like here to have genuine changing, because I know that my doubts are the products of my limitations. So my doubts are just the product of my karma, you know, is of, let's say, maturity. So again, I'm like very near to have genuine faith, genuine changing. I know that it's just that, you know, with with our daily routines, we are struggling with all kinds of encounters of kind of thoughts. So, you know.
Can you tell us? It's very important to be honest about ourselves. So, in the Sangha, we need to have discussions on faith and to discuss our doubts. So, can you tell us, explain what kind of doubt do you think you have?
First of all, I struggle, you know, with the the classical one, you know. Is Amida Buddha a real Buddha, or just a metaphor, as the, you know, all those folks are saying? But in my mind, I'm very. But in my mind, there's you know, I struggle with that for a few minutes, and then I come back to the fact that if I encounter this teaching, coming back where I'm from, you know, it can't be random, you know. It can't be random, you know. It's just.
Can we say?
Yeah.
Can you say that that doubt that you say you have is like a random thought that appears in your mind, like, what if is not true? What if this is not true? And then it passes away, and then you come back to certainty. Is something like this?
Yeah, it's definitely, I would say, definitely part of the monkey mind, you know. It's just yeah.
Then the solution is simply to let that thought come and go. What we can do with such passing thoughts is to simply let them come and let them go. Don't fight with them, and don't just let them come and go, and focus on what is essential. For example, you can focus on the fact that you can remember the fact that Shakyamuni Buddha taught many wise things. He was like the wisest guy in the room, as Paul Roberts used to say, the wisest guy on the planet. He said so many wise things and so many good explanations, deep explanations on why we suffer, about the teaching of karma and so and so. So it is from Shakyamuni Buddha that we also heard about Amida. So if you trust Shakyamuni Buddha on other matters, like his teaching on karma, rebirth, and various other things, when he explains why we suffer, you have to remember that the same guy taught about Amida. So is Shakyamuni Buddha a person to be trusted or not? You see, because we don't have the mental capacity to see through space or time. So we can only trust Shakyamuni on his word. We can also trust Nagarjuna on his word. Nagarjuna, the greatest guy in the Mahayana who taught about emptiness and so and so. Vasubandhu, author of so many treatises. Those guys were certainly smarter than us. So we can trust them, you know, like we trust a good friend. Yes, this is because this is a teaching of trust, of faith. It's impossible. Jodo Shinshu Buddhist teaching talks about some things that we cannot see with our naked eyes. And it's logical that things we cannot see with our naked eyes doesn't mean they don't exist. For example, if I now close the PC, I can't see you. This doesn't mean that you don't exist. Many other things exist in this world that we cannot see because we see what is, our mind is limited by our samsaric eyes. We can see what humans can see. Animals might see better than us. Gods see more than us. So doesn't mean that what we don't see or don't understand that doesn't exist. See? So you can simply let those things come and go and you focus on the Dharma. You see? Perhaps that's a good idea. I don't know. You decide if it's a good advice.
I mean, you perfectly resume that. It's just, you know, it's just, you know, doubt, hesitation, and but again, I'm trying to. I don't know if it's self-power, but I decide to discipline myself and at least saying Nembutsu when I wake up in the morning for 5-10 minutes. I don't know if it's self-power, but I'm trying to stick with that.
Don't think about it in these terms.
Okay.
That's not a good way to put it. Self-power, no power. You know, it's better to you know, your mind, our minds need something to do. Instead of doing instead of engaging in various useless samsaric activities, it's better to get in touch with the Buddha. You know, it's better to sit and talk with Amida Buddha. Why not? That's not self-power. Amida Buddha is your best friend. So talk with him. Say, Namo Amida Buddha. How are you this morning, Amida Buddha? Of course, he's fine. But you can speak like that. Yeah. Hello, Namo Amida Buddha. Offer a little flower or a glass of water or tea. And then why not? It's talking with Amida Buddha. As long as you, it will be self-power only if you think that the more Nembutsu you say, the more chances you have for liberation, or that you think that the more Nembutsu, that the merit of Nembutsu belong to you, and you can transfer. That's self-power. See? But as long as you simply enjoy your discussion with Amida Buddha, and the best way to discuss with him is Nembutsu, that's absolutely okay. You see? Yeah. No, if you guys want to say, please.
Yeah. I have to admit that as you just described now, I have to admit sometimes I said to myself, yeah, I should strive for more. I should say like, yeah, today I would say 100, 200 times. But again, it's not the proper way.
Yeah. You in the presence of Amida Buddha, you can be relaxed and respectful. And respectful. That's the best thing to do.
Yes, I just wanted to add to David that we have a very good article. It's very short. It's just 1 page long, you know, in Amidaji's website. And it's 12 recommendations or 12 tips, yes, on how to listen to the Dharma. I'm very fond of this article because it's very, very well summarized. Maybe I would like to share with you these elements here. You can look it up afterwards.
You can see the chat. Yes, in the chat there is a link to an article.
Yes, you can. I mean, I will just read the list because there are 12 recommendations. They are very short. So I would like to share them with you, David, and also to you, Sangha. What should I do in order to listen deeply to Amida Dharma? And the answer is first and foremost, remember to think that solving the matter of repeated births and deaths is the most important thing in your life. So Remember that Jodo Shinshu Buddhism is not like something outside of Mahayana. It's within the Mahayana framework. You see? So in order for us to entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha, it's not a matter only to say the Nembutsu, but also and understand why it is important to be born in the Pure Land. You see? Otherwise, it's the question of faith would always elude you, would always escape from your mind, because we need to understand why we need to escape samsara. You know, this is very important, and this is not only Jodo Shinshu. This is basic Buddhism or Mahayana. This is very important. So I think this is a very wise advice to understand that we have to escape samsara and understand that we can lose our life at any moment. And the second thing is to put aside all other Buddhist or non-Buddhist teachings, philosophies, and opinions, and listening, reading is also listening only to Amida Dharma. That means that for the time being, it doesn't mean that you have to do it for the rest of your life. Maybe you will be convinced by other philosophy, who knows? But at least for now, maybe for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, only listen to Amida Dharma. Yes, this is very good, because otherwise your mind will I don't know if you combine Advaita Vedanta or this other Sangha or this other group, go to Facebook, the mind will go crazy. So at least
that happened to me actually. That's why
yes.
I learned that lesson.
Yes. Me too. I mean, everybody. I mean, I before coming to Jodo Shinshu, I practiced like 12 religions, like Advaita, esoteric Advaita, esoteric Western Europe, or whatever you can imagine. I practice. Also, Joshin in his, I think Joshin also practice even magic, no Wicca, all kinds of
We
stuff.
also have a friend here who practiced voodoo.
Voodoo, Santeria from you know, this crazy Latin American, you know. Yes,
so don't
crazy.
ask about our past.
we all have dark past, but that's okay.
We have many things to hide.
Many. Yeah, but the thing is here, at least for some time, try not to combine stuff. Just to focus on Amida Dharma. That's good. Also, put aside what you think you know and listen what Amida Dharma has to say. Empty your mind or your cup of your so-called personal wisdom, you know, allegedly, and stay open to receive the nectar of Dharma. Consider that you know nothing and that Amida Dharma knows everything. So basically, try to give a chance that maybe Shakyamuni Buddha is wiser than you, or wiser than us. Yes, and also that Nagarjuna, Vasubandhu, Shantao, Shinran, they know something that we don't. So we should approach the Dharma with a humble mind. You see, even if we have doubts, we can approach the Dharma with a sense of humility. You see, it's good to do it. Also, read the most simple and essential text of our school. In the case of this branch of Jodo Shinshu with Amida Ji is Amida Dharma book. I don't know if you have read that book.
I read it. Listen it and read it.
Excellent. That's very good, David, because that book is, I should recommend that you
also
read it.
have it in French and English.
That's very good. We have that book in several languages. And we should read it more than once. It's not like, because the Dharma is not like a novel. Like I read Harry Potter, I read Amida Dharma. No, it's not like that. You have to read it over and over again so that it sinks into your mind, to your heart. It's very good. And then listen with a devotional mind and heart, you know, listen with devotion. Listen again and again in the manner described above. Ask questions if you have doubts, which is something that you are already doing. So that's very good. Study the answers carefully without hurry and ask again if you need to do so.
Yes, and that's important about asking question. We are already in contact by email, but we can also keep contact here on Zoom if you make a Zoom account, and we can chat many times. You see, it's easier. It's easier because we can chat also in the Zoom. For example, I can answer even when I walk. I can answer to a few questions, or you can talk with anybody you want. Anytime you feel the need to ask a question, please ask. Don't let things go unasked.
Okay.
Unanswered. Yes.
Because we are here. This is our job, our duty as priests. So you can ask us anytime.
I would like to share with the Sangha here something that I read every single day. There are 2 articles of Josho Sensei's that I read every day. But I would like to read this if you don't mind. It's very short.
Please let Kosho Sensei finish if you have more things to say. Kosho.
Yes, I mean, yes, let me finish
sorry.
because there are 12. No, that's okay,
Wait
Joshin.
a second, Uncle.
I'm about to finish.
I
I'm
jumped
only
the
reading
gun,
this.
as they say.
Kosho Sensei is an old guy. He wants to talk a lot. So
Yeah,
let's
yes. Yes, I'm
These
very
old
old.
people, you know.
Yeah.
you are younger,
So
Joshin. You are more energetic.
Yes, I'm younger. Yes, much younger.
yeah,
Please,
so
Kosho
That is
basically,
Sensei.
a joke. I'm
then
64.
as Joshua Sensei mentioned, there are no right or wrong questions, you know. As long as they are sincere, you can ask whatever you want to Joshua Sensei, to me, or to anybody in the Sangha. So try to be as sincere as you can. And also you can ask in private to Joshua Sensei if you want, if you don't
Oh,
like to.
definitely.
Yeah, that's very important with our job. I mean, we are not like like the self-power monks or teachers who are in a cave. If you ask questions, don't bother me, I'm meditating. No, we don't meditate. We are stupid guys, but we know the Dharma. We have studied it a little bit on the Amida Dharma, and our job is to be constantly 24/7 available to you. If you have questions, whatever you want to ask, is our job. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to add, when you were speaking about it, I used to be part of the Chinese Sanghas before becoming a monk. I used to
Yeah.
be part
Okay.
of the Chinese tradition
Yeah.
and the Taiwanese tradition, and
Okay.
not to criticize them because this is not the intention, but sometimes in these Sanghas, they are not so much Dharma centric, but they are culture centric. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There,
Definitely.
it's
Definitely.
it's like when you go to this Jodo Shinshu, it's like, okay, you like sushi, you like
Yeah.
anime, and you want
Yeah.
to
No.
be Jodo Shinshu Buddhist. Yeah.
Japanology, you know. Yeah.
Japanology,
Yeah.
yeah. But we are not like here. What
Yeah.
we care about is the Dharma. So that's the difference between Amida Ji and these other groups, that we are very clear on that. And just to finish with these ideas, think on the testimony of Shakyamuni Buddha, as Yosho Sensei mentioned, and so many wonderful masters like Nagarjuna, which is considered the second Buddha by many people, is so wise. Vasubandhu, also considered a great bodhisattva. Shantao, which is considered by many to be an emanation of Amitabha Buddha himself, Amida Buddha himself, Honen Shonin, Shinran, Renyo, and they all accepted the existence of Amida Buddha and the reality of his salvation. So Amida Buddha is a living being because he has been active in history in many instances in Japan, China, Tibet. He has been seen and experienced by many great sages, bodhisattvas, you know. So it's Shakyamuni Buddha and all of this wonderful tradition of people who have had a personal relationship with Amida Buddha. So just give it a chance. If all of these people, including ourselves, have had a personal relationship with Amida Buddha, you can also have that relationship. Yes, it's possible, you know. And also always ask Amida Buddha himself for guidance. You can speak with him, bow to him, say his
Yeah. I
name.
do that.
Even if you
Yes.
are, even if you have doubts, even if you say you don't have Shinji, maybe this is something that your mind says, but who knows? You know,
Exactly. That's why I said.
yes, just bow before Amida Buddha, bring flowers to him, water, whatever you want, even candy, as long as it doesn't have alcohol or meat. You can
Yeah. Definitely.
make offerings to Amida Buddha,
Mm.
say his name, but not only say it, but say it in the sense of entrusting ourselves to him, because in Jodo Shinshu tradition, the Nembutsu is important as long as it's like an expression of faith in him. So try to say the Nembutsu to create a connection with Amida Buddha, but try to give yourself to him. Try to give yourself to Amida Buddha, because you say to Amida Buddha, I want to escape samsara. I cannot do it alone. Yeah. If you entrust yourself in this spirit to Amida Buddha, then you will create this unshakable connection with him in the form of Shinjin. But it's very important for you to consider the law of karma and the fact that you can die at any moment in this life, and it is uncertain where you will go after death. You know, if you are an ordinary guy like me, you know, I like Netflix, I like women, I like chocolates, I like beer, I like many things. I'm completely attached to the pleasures of life. I'm an ordinary guy, like the guy walking the street across to your home. You see? So if we are ordinary guys, and if we lose this precious human birth, who knows where we will go, you know? And Amida Buddha helps us in that solution, that we will go to the Pure Land. But we have to entrust ourselves to him, to let Amida Buddha work in our lives by entrusting ourselves to him. And also you have to consider what you will lose if you don't entrust yourself to Amida Buddha, because Amida Buddha is not like a fanciful solution or a fanciful exotic religion. No, according to to the Dharma, if we don't entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha, we will keep wandering in samsara. And this is not fun. This is very painful, you see? So you have to consider as well, if you don't entrust yourself to Amida Buddha, the duty of liberating yourself and attaining nirvana will be on your shoulders. And that will be, that is the heaviest burden that any sentient being can have, is to having to liberate yourself on your own. You know, this is very, this is a challenge, you know? And if you entrust yourself to Amida Buddha, you can finally be relaxed in the most important matter of all, you know, as Master Renyo used to say.
We don't like to assume any risk.
Yes.
And to play smart in samsara, play smart with religion. We want to be liberated from birth and death. And that's why we at Amida Ji take religion very seriously. Amida Buddha's existence seriously. We don't play smart with the Dharma. We don't have time for that, for bullshit. We entrust to Amida, and we want to be as close as possible to Amida Buddha, because we don't want to lose this precious chance of being born in the human form and listening to the Dharma.
Yeah,
so
as you said,
means to take our life very seriously.
Yeah, as Yosho Sensei said, there are many teachers that they play smart, you know, that they want to confuse you with sophistication. Oh, I know Japanese, I know Sanskrit. But I mean, we don't care about it. What we care is the liberation from samsara. And actually, Jodo Shinshu can even be understood by a child. I mean, Jodo Shinshu is supposed to be simple. Amida Buddha has a Pure Land where we can become Buddhas after death. He's real. We have to say his name, wish to be born in his Pure Land, you know, and have faith in him. That's basic. Everybody can understand that. There is no need for sophisticated things. You don't have to recite the Tanisho in Japanese.
Yeah.
We don't have time for that crap. We don't have time for that, because we can lose our life today, not tomorrow, just today. There is no guarantee that we will have breakfast tomorrow. Who knows? So we don't have time to be studying Japanese or Sanskrit. It's good to do it if you want, but the most important thing is to entrust yourself to Amida Buddha. What we want, as Yosho Sensei
You can
says,
study Japanese if you want. First entrust to Amida, and then study whatever you want. Live whatever life you want.
Definitely,
The most important thing is to entrust yourself to Amida Buddha, and then you can do whatever you want. But the most important thing is that. And sometimes some teachers, they like to emphasize sophisticated knowledge instead of the simplicity of the primal vow. If Jodo Shinshu starts to become complex, then it's no longer Jodo Shinshu. Jodo Shinshu is supposed to be simple. This is the simple way to attain nirvana. And this is everything that I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, definitely. That's I'm sure we all encounter some kind of intellectuality, and we were kind of repulsed by that. So actually,
the only reason to study or study a lot is in order to explain the teaching as simple as possible. I wrote many books, and which means that I have knowledge of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism and general Buddhism, but all those books were written not to play smart, but to explain any possible question that people might have in a simple manner, so that to guide them to Shinjin. Yes, that's important. Joshin, please, you wanted to say something.
Yes, let me, along that line of Josho and Sensei and his simple articles, this is one I recite every day because it's fantastic and it's short, and I want to read this. It's on that link I put in the chat to his VK page. It's called Rest in Nimbutsu. And a lot of these New Age, Pure Land groups, they talk about silent meditation, Zazen, and all this other stuff. But this is an excellent article that describes what our practice, if you want to call it that, as Jodo Shinshu Buddhist is all about. It's called Rest in Nimbutsu. Rest in Nimbutsu. Let all your thoughts come and go while you just say the name. Put an image of Amida Buddha that you like in front of you and say Nimbutsu while looking at it. Don't force yourself to feel anything special. Just look at Amida and say his name. Rest in his presence and name. Namo Amida Bu, Namo Amida Bu, Namo Amida Bu. Do not pursue the various thoughts and worries that appear in the mind, but rest in Amida's name. You can do this wherever you are, even without an image in front of you. Amida Buddha is always present, so you can simply change the focus to him and leave everything else aside. You do not need meditation techniques which will make you go astray from Amida when this simple resting in the name can be done in any circumstance. And it is in accord with Amida's primal vow in Shinran's words, in this fleeting world, this burning house, all matters without exception are empty and false, totally without truth and sincerity. The Nembutsu alone is true and real. So rest in Namo Amida Bu, the manifestation of true reality beyond the samsaric delusion. Rest in the name and you rest in Amida's presence. This is not a metaphor nor a symbol, but the actual truth. Amida is in front of you every time. So please turn your mind to him and rest in his name. Namo Amida Bu. The above instructions appear to me spontaneously, this is Josho Sensei speaking, during a night at Amida-ji Temple. May our Dharma friends abandon the intention to mix practices and find everything they need in the Nembutsu of faith. Very simple message, but really goes to the heart of what Jodo Shinshu Buddhism is all about.
You know, David, it's also important to know that you can say Nembutsu with your everyday chaotical mind. You mentioned about those Chinese groups that are very puritanical in their approach.
Absolutely.
They don't understand the fact that Nembutsu is the name of Amida Buddha and is efficient because of Amida Buddha, not because of your lips. You know, your mind, your samsaric mind cannot be an obstacle for Nembutsu because that is the name of Amida Buddha that you say. So you have an attachment now, you can say Nembutsu in the middle of your attachment. You are angry, you can say the Nembutsu in the middle of your state of angriness, in the middle of the states of desire. If you are drunk, you can say Nembutsu anytime. So there is absolutely no problem. You can say Nembutsu in a bar where you drink a beer or many beers or whenever you are. And that's efficient because it's the power of Amida Buddha.
In the shower, in the toilet, you said. And I think that's important because a lot of these Chinese groups will say you have to be in a room that's pristine and perfectly laid out and clean. And it's like, if I did that, if that's the only time I said Nembutsu, I would hardly ever say Nembutsu.
Yeah.
It's part of my daily life, like breathing.
You are in a striptease bar and you can say Nembutsu in your mind. You are in the with a prostitute and you can say Nembutsu in your mind, and that's absolutely perfect.
I mean, it's great
because
that
it is the power of Amida Buddha. It's very important.
I mean, it's really pristine that there's no formality, just like other Buddhist school, even in the Pure Land, as we just discussed. I mean, it's great, just great.
Yeah, that's the love of Amida Buddha. We cannot understand love. That's why, for example, because people don't even love themselves, they are very harsh with themselves. That's why they can't understand infinite love and infinite compassion. And they think that they don't deserve things, you know, because we are too harsh. And we think that, oh, that guy doesn't deserve to be saved because we are judgmental. But infinite compassion is not like that. Amida Buddha is like an all-compassionate mother and father who loves everybody, especially her bad children. the bad children, the most evil beings are in the most compassionate care of Amida because those people need his compassion. Those people are in gravest danger than others. People who can liberate themselves, that's okay. Amida knows they are okay. They will be okay. But we, who are most evil beings, we are in the care of Amida Buddha. But it's very important here. We need to really consider ourselves to be evil. We need to be aware of our limitations, because if we think we are perfect beings, if we don't like to hear Buddhist morality because that Buddhist morality perhaps or Buddhist precepts doesn't conform with our worldly ideology or with our blind passions, and we say, oh, I don't like that, Shakyamuni didn't say that, or Shakyamuni was wrong when he said that, then you actually destroy the mirror, because precepts and Buddhist morality are a mirror into which you can look and compare yourself with the highest Buddhist moral ideal. That's why we at Amida-ji have great respect for Buddhist morality, not in the sense that we encourage people to be pure, because we know it's not possible, but because we can compare ourselves and we can truly see how wretched we are. That's why, see? And when we see that we cannot follow the precepts, then we can accept Amida's helping hand. But if we destroy the teaching on precepts, if we hide precepts, hide Buddhist morality because we want to be modern, or we don't want to upset various ideological organizations, then we can't see how we can't see who we really are. See, you understand? It's very important. So yeah, we take the Dharma very serious. We accept every little passage of the Dharma. We have a saying here at Amida-ji: whenever you have a question, ask the Dharma. Don't ask this or that worldly ideology. Ask the Dharma. If you want to know about, I don't know, various topics, ask the Dharma, because Shakyamuni Buddha gave lots of advice and lots of instructions on everything, including our liberation. He gave many teachings and practices and Dharma gates and the primal vow. And he also gave advice to couples, to women, to men, to people who want to engage into business. He even gave advice to that. See, everything. If you have employees, he also gave advice what to do with them, how to treat them. He also gave advice on friendship. If you have friends, how to treat your friends, how to interact with your friends. Many advice. If you are a politician, Shakyamuni Buddha gave many advice to politicians. So we have everything we need in the Dharma, from the smartest guy in the universe. And we at Amida-ji follow the Dharma.
So as you say, it's not because we cannot attain that is basically false. We are aware that there are the precepts, there are the Eightfold Path, but we just can't get there yet. So yeah,
we don't need to change the Dharma because there are some things there said that we don't like, or that doesn't apply to our personal ideas, or because it says something bad about us. Of course it says, the Dharma is not only to be liked. Sometimes the Dharma is bitter medicine, but we don't need to distort the Dharma when we already have Amida's helping hand, who saves us as we are. So we don't need to change anything the Dharma. That's why at Amida-ji, we don't kiss anybody in the ass, how we say in Romanian, because we don't need to play good, to play nice to this or that ideology, to various things that are promoted nowadays. No, we sometimes we at Amida-ji say things that others don't like. because we follow the Dharma. See?